Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the California Baptist University Event Center. Today's non-conference matchup is between the Santa Clara Broncos and your California Baptist University Linters. At this time, we ask you please stand first for a word of prayer and remain standing for our national anthem. Let's pray together. Father, we thank you for this day that we can come together and enjoy this athletic fellowship. We thank you for these two teams and the institutions that they represent. We pray that everything that is said and done today on and off the court will glorify you. Please help all the competitors play to the best of their ability. Keep everyone involved in today's game free from any injuries. We ask this all in the name of your son, Jesus. Amen. For the performance of our national anthem, here is the CBU Pep Band. Thank you, CBU Pepe. And now let's start the lineup for Santa Clara. At guard, a 5'5" senior from San Francisco, California. Number 3, Adriana Lasalo. At forward, the 6'3" sophomore from Melbourne, Australia. Number 5, Olivia Pollard. At guard forward, a 6' junior from Melbourne, Australia. Number 13, Clara Edmondson. At guard, a 5'7" junior from San Jose, California, number 31, Ashley Duraki. And at guard, a 5'10" freshman from Melbourne, Australia, number 34, Tess Hill. Head coach for the Broncos is Bill Carr, assisted by Michael Floyd, Tristan Iwanaga, Kerry Nakamoto, and Papa Ime Fokolatu.
And step inside the CBU Event Center on a Saturday afternoon. Some matinee hoops as California Baptist taking on the Santa Clara University Broncos live on ESPN+. My name is Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in on a Saturday afternoon as the Lancers seek to get back into the win column. Tough loss in double overtime against Northern Arizona University just the other night. Trying to shake that off and get back to their winning ways against a Broncos team who's coming off a win against Cal State Northridge just the other night. 66-62 was that final score on Thursday night. So the Broncos down in Southern California. First, they picked off a Big West Conference team. Now here taking on a WAC opponent in CBU. The Broncos come in at 2-2, and the Lancers in at 1-2. Take a look at the Altura Credit Union starting lineups. We'll start with the visiting Broncos. They look like this for head coach Bill Carr. Asiana Basalo, Olivia Pollard, Laura Edmondson, Ashley Haraki, your 4-guard lineup, and Tess Heel up front, your starting 5 for the Broncos and Coach Carr. Now the Altura Credit Union starting lineup. For CBU, the Lancers look like this for head coach Jared Olson. It's going to be a 4-guard lineup as well with Sela Finau, Nene Calhoun, Trinity San Antonio, and Brittany Clayman. And the player up front, Kinsley Barrington, your starting 5, brought to you by Altura Credit Union. Well, the other night we saw CBU men wear the gray. We got cream uniforms you'll see in just a moment for the women's basketball team as we look at the Jensen keys to the game in this one. And easy as 1, 2, 3. If you're looking at that double overtime loss to NAU the other night, it's easy to see that if CBU would just hit a couple more three-pointers, it could have been a lot different game. They were just 4 of 24 from three-point land. But they did excel with buckets in the paint. They outscored NAU 62-36 in the paint. See if they can go inside tonight, or excuse me, this afternoon. And super subs, Chloe Webb going for 25 points. Grace Schmidt chipped in 10 off the bench. We'll see if they can get bench production this afternoon against Santa Clara. The Broncos in the visiting black uniforms. CBU again in those cream-style uniforms. What a great look for the Lancers here on a Saturday afternoon. Santa Clara opening up with the basketball here. And again, we appreciate you tuning in. Finau flies in there, comes up with a steal for California Baptist. Finau going coast to coast, drops it off to Kinsley Barrington, and that's how we open up the scoring, the steal and the deal from Sela Finau. And Barrington finishes 2-zip Lancers. Santa Clara again 2-2, including a big win against Cal State Northridge on Thursday night. A come-from-behind win against CSUN, in fact. Into the high post to Pollard. She'll go to the left. That one's no good. Battle for the rebound. Tess Hill, Barrington, now Clayman comes in. Everybody's got a hand on it. It'll be jump ball, and this time it'll favor the Lancers. Good hustle there by Barrington and Clayman. Gives the ball back to CBU. Little back and forth between Clayman and Calhoun. Met with a little pressure around the timeline. Plays it up ahead to Finau on the wing. Clayman, Calhoun, back up top to Barrington. Trinity San Antonio, the team's leading scorer. The foul's going to be on the Broncos, Ashley Haraki.
First personal, first team.
Take a look, San Antonio always draws a lot of attention as a big-time scorer here for the Lancers. And the first foul in the ball game. Clayman inbounding here from the sideline. Plays it quickly into San Antonio. San Antonio drives all the way to the cup and draws more contact. This time the foul will be on Laura Edmondson, the 6-foot junior from Melbourne, Australia. So San Antonio, just like that NAU game, trying a lot of contact, and she'll find herself on the free throw line. The first shot is good. One more coming up for San Antonio. Second one on the way, and she knocks down both, and it pushes that Lancer lead to 4-zip. The pride of Centennial High School in Corona, Trinity San Antonio emerging as a star. Really stood out last season, but now taking on more of a bigger role on Jared Olson's squad. San Antonio got a hand on it. They'll say last touched by her, out of bounds, and the ball goes back to Santa Clara. The Broncos will inbound from near the corner. Heel. Bazzalo. Heel from around the elbow, plays it into the corner. Haraki will try the three. That one's no good. Offensive rebound by Edmondson. Plays it back up top to Heel. She'll back it out. 15 on the shot clock. Still plenty of time for the Broncos. Heel drives inside. A little fake to the left. It's up and good. Tess Heel gets the Broncos' first bucket. She had 19 points to lead the Broncos in that win against CSUN. Barrington's pass tipped away. Calhoun scoops it up, plays it back out to Clayman. She'll drive left. Clayman floater in the lane, short. Here comes Santa Clara back the other way. Heel defended by Finau. Down low, nobody covering Pollard. And the lay-in makes it 4-4, all even. Just about 2.5 into the game. San Antonio's three is no good. And the foul's going to be on Finau of the Lancers. CBU just 4 of 24 from three-point land in that double overtime loss to Northern Arizona University. It's hard not to think about what if a couple of those threes would have went in. It probably would have been a different outcome against the Lumberjacks. And that three is up and good for Basalo. And it's a 7-0 run now for the Broncos as they lead 7-4. Calhoun over to Finau from the wing. That three circles out. Haraki trying to get it into the post. Down low, the shot no good for Edmondson. Now on the run in transition. Can San Antonio get there in time? Tries to keep it in play, and it's out of bounds. So a 7-0 run here for the Broncos, and they lead 7-4 with 6:45 to go here in the opening frame. Edmondson trying to find Heel out of bounds. Will stay with the Broncos on this end. First substitution of the game, and for CBU, here comes the return of Chloe Webb. She was so fantastic against NAU, going for a career-high 25 points off the bench. Coach Olson making a quick move here, about 3.5 minutes into this contest, to get Webb out on the floor. Edmondson with 10 on the shot clock finds Heel. Heel from the wing, drives towards the middle, goes back to Edmondson, gets tied up with Barrington, puts it up with the left. They're going to wave off that shot. And the foul will be on Kinsley Barrington. Lexi Pritchard checks in for Santa Clara. She'll sub out Olivia Pollard. They'll play it into Basalo. Her three no good. And more contact, another whistle. Got another sub here for Santa Clara. And Pollard quickly back into the game. Santa Clara with four different players from Australia and all from Melbourne. Pollard, one of them. Finau has it for the Lancers. Plays it over the top to Barrington. Barrington's shot, very difficult. And she got it to fall inside the cylinder. And it stops that 7-0 run by the Broncos. And the Lancers are within one, 7-6. Nice pass and finish by Kinsley Barrington. Shot no good for Lexi Pritchard, but she does draw the foul. A couple more subs for the Lancers. Brittany Clayman back, and Tiana Neal checks in. And another move here by the Broncos. Anna Johnson checks in for Asiana Basalo. And another sub here for Santa Clara, Ashley Maldonado, and for Tess Hill. Lexi Pritchard, the senior out of the state of Oregon, at the free throw line for two for the Broncos. First one is up and good. One more coming up for Pritchard. And the second also good. Extends that Bronco lead to 9-6. Pritchard put some pressure on. The ball coming up for the Lancers. Calhoun drops it off to Neal. Neal up top to Clayman. Into the high post of Barrington. Stops her dribble. Dumps it back off to Clayman. Clayman drives right over to Barrington. Thought about a three. Now she's going to pull the trigger. Lets it fly off the back of the iron. No good. Johnson brings it up for the Broncos. Over to Maldonado, and that one is good from three-point land. It's Ashley Maldonado, and it's now a 12-6 Santa Clara lead. Clayman plays it up ahead to Neal. Neal's going to drive inside, draws the contact. And the Broncos were hoping to get a charge. Foul's going to be on Haraki. Her second personal foul, and Tiana Neal goes to the free throw line. First one, no good for Neal, and we have a couple more subs. For CBU, Grace Schmidt is going to check in just a moment. Second by Neal is good. Schmidt enters the game for the Lancers. And Mariah Hudgens for the Broncos. 12-7, Broncos in front here in the first quarter. Maldonado on the wing, defended by Calhoun. Driving inside, the drive and the pass down low. Pollard. And it's going to be a foul on Nene Calhoun of the Lancers. That'll take us right into our first timeout of the afternoon. Santa Clara with the early lead here in Riverside, 12-7. We'll be back on ESPN+.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from Moreno Valley, California, and I've been with Altura Credit Union since 2017. Family time is extremely important. Being able to just pull my phone out and just go right on the app while the kids are over there doing whatever they're doing, I'm able to just go on the app really quick, transfer money, or check my account, see if my deposits went through right away. With my Ascend checking account, I'm also able to check my credit score. I don't ever have to worry about anything in my bank account. Did I mention it was free?
Popping like the top off a bottle and I ain't stopping yet. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The rest of my life.
Introducing bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
What if you could spend your breaks living alongside other students, learning how to live every day like it's a new opportunity to share the life-changing hope of Jesus with anyone you meet? And what if in the process you find your purpose, you find your calling, and this world that feels too big to change begins changing one life at a time through you? This is more than an experience. This is a new way of living. It's life on mission.
Welcome back to Riverside. Santa Clara with an early 12-7 lead here on the Lancers on ESPN+. Take a look at the Dutton Buick GMC Impact players in this contest. Chloe Webb off the bench going for 25 in that wild double overtime game against Northern Arizona University. And Nene Calhoun bringing court presence among a lot of other things, but Calhoun going for 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and importantly, in that double overtime game, she had 0 turnovers, so doing a great job running the offense for CBU. And for Santa Clara, Tess Hill, just a freshman, averaging close to 20 points per game on the year, and Laura Edmondson going for a double-double in that come-from-behind win against CSUN, 11 points and 12 rebounds for Edmondson in that game. Those are your Dutton Buick GMC Impact players this afternoon. Back to live action. Pollard at the free throw line for the Broncos. First free throw off the mark. One more coming up for Pollard. One of the 4 players from Melbourne, Australia. Hits the second, makes it 13-7. Brittany Clayman from CBU, also from Melbourne. Georgia Kehoe from Brisbane, Australia. So several Aussies on both teams. And Grace Schmidt, nice move in the post. Continuing the excellent game she had against Northern Arizona. 13-9, Broncos up by 4. Maldonado defended by Neal. Up top, Hudgens. Jumper on the way. That one's off the mark for Johnson. Webb brings it up the floor for CBU. Webb over to Calhoun. She's left all alone, so she'll try the 3. That one a little long. It's off the mark. Maldonado. Around the screen. Three-pointer is up and good. Mariah Hudgens knocks it down and makes it 16-9 Broncos. Now up by 7. Calhoun up top to Schmidt. To her right to Clayman. Neal's gonna drive in. She'll lose a little bit of control, but puts it up with the left and draws the foul. Things got a little sideways as she drove inside, but still gathered herself and got the shot off. Able to split through a couple defenders here. Santa Clara with a couple subs. Tess Hill returns, and for the first time today, Jade Kadee is into the game. Neal at the free throw line. The first one is good. Harkening back to that NAU game, CBU went to the free throw line 50 times against the Lumberjacks, hitting 30 of those. And Neal hits the second. (16-11). Santa Clara with the lead. Maldonado has it for the Broncos. Defended by Finau. Maldonado over to Pollard. She'll try the 3. Rattles around, no good. A rebound, Clayman. Clayman brings it up, dumps it off to Finau. Finau drives inside, out to Chloe Webb. She'll try the 3, and it's good for Chloe Webb. The hot hand transitioning to the weekend. And she hits the big 3 for CBU. In fact, the Lancers' first three-pointer of the afternoon. And of course, it belongs to Chloe Webb. One possession game again, 16-14. Lancers down by a bucket. Maldonado quickly gets it back into play to Kadee. And taken away. Clayman to Webb on the wing. She'll drive inside. Webb now into the corner to Tiana Neal for 3. That one's no good. Webb battling for the board, but Maldonado has it for the Broncos. Webb wasting little time to make her impact in this game. Heel draws the foul. It's going to be on Tiana Neal. Igiana Basalo returns for the Broncos for Maldonado. That'll send Tess Hill to the free throw line. Santa Clara up by 2. Hill knocks down the first. And there's the second, also good for Tess Hill, 18-14, Santa Clara. Finau, Clayman, catch and release 3, and she's fouled by Kadee, and Brittany Clayman will head to the free throw line for 3 shots coming up. Trinity San Antonio back in for Tiana Neal.
Brittany Clayman at the line, shooting 3.
First free throw for Clayman is good. CBU in this game already 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Here comes another one for Clayman. Tess Hill jumped in the lane to block out Clayman, but she's got 3 shots coming up, so that means 1 more. And the third one is good. 18-16. Bazzalo. Kadee here on the wing, trying to get around San Antonio. Foul's going to be on San Antonio. And Jade Kadee at the free throw line for Santa Clara. First one is good for Kadee. The Broncos shooting well from the free throw line as well this afternoon. 6 of 7. Second one no good for Kadee. So still a 1-possession game as the Lancers bring the ball up the floor. Finau around the screen from Schmidt. Finau sweeping left-handed lay-in, no good. Grace Schmidt had her hands on it, as did Tess Hill, and they'll say Bronco basketball. Lexi Pritchard back into the game for Santa Clara. Just about a minute and a half to go here in Riverside in the first quarter. It's been action-packed, pretty high scoring so far. Both teams closing in on 20 points here in the opening frame. Pritchard has it. Hudgens over to Bazzalo. She'll drive inside. Stops her dribble. Nice pass down low. And it was number 23, Mariah Hudgens, cutting back door for the easy lay-in. 21-16 Santa Clara. San Antonio going to work. Trinity San Antonio over to Chloe Webb. Webb will fire the 3. That one's short. Rebound Hill. Hill, Pritchard. Pritchard shot good for Santa Clara. So a 7-point lead for the Broncos inside the final minute of the first. See if Trinity San Antonio can do something here. Now she's going to pass over to Finau for 3. That one's no good, but Chloe Webb takes it away. Lancer ball, Webb to the cup and draws the foul. So I know it's still early, but from three-point land, CBU just 1 of 7 so far. Take a look at Chloe Webb. Taking it right at Hudgens. And Chloe Webb will find herself on the free throw line with 27 seconds to go here in the first frame. First free throw is no good. One more coming up for Webb. The second on the way. That one is good. Makes it 23-17. Pressure by the Lancers. Bazzalo up to Pritchard, and Finau colliding with Bazzalo with 22 seconds. Looks like Coach Jared Olson will make another move to the lineup before we wrap up the first. It looks like Finau and Webb are heading to the bench. Neal and Calhoun re-enter the game. And for the Broncos, it's Pritchard at the free throw line. First one is good for Pritchard. Anna Johnson's at the scorer's table, waiting to check in for Santa Clara, but another free throw coming up first for Lexi Pritchard. The second for Pritchard is good. Makes it 25-17. Kadee is out, and Johnson returns. Calhoun walks it across mid-court. Up top to Schmidt. seconds to go. Calhoun. Calhoun drives inside, taken away by Johnson. Johnson up ahead to Basalo, cannot get the shot off in time, but a strong finish to the first quarter for Santa Clara, and they lead 25-17 as we move to the second on ESPN+. We'll be right back. And we're back, 25-17, Santa Clara leading California Baptist after one complete. Root for the credit union that roots for you. Altura Credit Union, proud sponsor of CBU Athletics and presenter of the Athlete of the Week. Our athletes of the week are from CBU men's soccer, Nolan Premack, the goalkeeper, and CBU women's volleyball, Christine Graff. Congratulations to the Altura Credit Union athletes of the week. And there is Trinity San Antonio opening up the second quarter with a big bucket there. 25-19. That shot no good for Heel. Calhoun out to San Antonio. Long fake, little hesitation. Drives to the cup, can't finish there, out of bounds. Last touch by the Lancers. Heel brings it up the floor for Santa Clara. Up by 6 right now in the second quarter. Pritchard, who had 6 points in the first quarter, including 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Johnson to Pritchard, and traveling called on Pritchard. Ball goes back to CBU. Clayman into Calhoun. Calhoun right back to Clayman. San Antonio to Calhoun on the wing, defended by Johnson. Barrington sets the screen off the foot of Calhoun. She collects it. Now she's going to dribble in. Nene Calhoun to the cup, puts it up, and in for Nene Calhoun. It's a 4-point game. Basallo has it for the Broncos. Heel, offer heel, but into the hands of Pritchard. Basallo defended by San Antonio, and the foul on Trinity San Antonio.
Foul against linesman number 23, Trinity San Antonio. Second personal. First two.
Looks like Jared Olson's going to quickly make a move as Trinity San Antonio's headed to the bench, and Chloe Webb re-enters the game. San Antonio with 2 personal fouls. Into the backcourt to Basallo, and she'll circle around as the Broncos set up the offense. Sila Finau with 3 personal fouls already for CBU. That shot no good for Basallo. Calhoun, there's Clayman in the corner. 3 won't go. Webb tips it out, and it'll be Santa Clara basketball. Ashley Maldonado is back for the Broncos. As is number 31, Ashley Haraki. Heel has it for Santa Clara. Into the corner to Pritchard. She'll drive inside with the left, stops on a dime. Back out to Heel. Heel, top of the arc. There's Pritchard, she'll drive in. Tries to get the shot around Barrington, no good. There's Barrington, up ahead to Calhoun. Pushes it up in a hurry. Calhoun, the drive and the kick to Webb in the corner for 3. That one's also off the mark. So the struggles continue from the outside. 1 for 10 from downtown right now for the Lancers. Foul's gonna be on Calhoun of the Lancers, with 7:22 to go here before halftime. Heel with it for Santa Clara, hands it off to Pritchard. Up top is Maldonado. Haraki. Pritchard. Heel has it in the corner. She'll drive in for a closer look, trying to spin around Tiana Neal. Good defense by Neal. Out of bounds. It'll be Lancer ball. Tess Hill with 4 points for Santa Clara. Right now, Lexi Pritchard with 6. That leads all scorers in this contest. Calhoun to Neal. She'll drive inside. The nice pass to Chloe Webb. Great court vision from Tiana Neal. Drive it inside. Drew that defense over. There was Webb all alone, and it's back to a 1-possession game. Foul on Neal. It's going to be her 2nd personal foul. 3 team fouls. (25-23). Broncos up by a basket. The drive from Heel and finds an open Pollard, and timeout called by head coach Jared Olson. He thinks that basket was just too easy for the Broncos. We'll take a break here in Riverside. Santa Clara still holding on to the lead, 27-23 on ESPN+.
Conventional wisdom says breakfast is the most important meal. But at Provider Food Services, we believe that every meal you enjoy with us is the most important meal. Voted number 1, this ideal drives us to bring you curated, chef-driven cuisine and composed meal experiences every single time. Whether you're dining with us or partnering with us, we want to give you the best and safest experience. So in these busiest of days, let's always enjoy the most important meal.
Doctors who care for you and about you. It's the Riverside Medical Clinic way. We're physician-owned. That means medicine is always practiced in a way that benefits the patient first. Incredible care is waiting at one of our 7 locations near you. Come feel the difference. We are Riverside Medical Clinic.
At Magnolia, we've been around so long because we're always on the cutting edge. Let Magnolia help you modernize your comfort with our new all-electric, ultra-efficient comfort systems. Magnolia Heating and Cooling, trusted in Riverside since 1951.
6:33 on the clock here in the second quarter. Santa Clara on top of California Baptist, 27-23. Although the Lancers have outscored the Broncos here in the second quarter, 6-2. Chipping away at that Santa Clara lead, which was once 8 points. Right now it's a 4-point game. And it will be CBU basketball. Kinsley Barrington and the Lancers trying to battle back after a slow start from the outside. Again, a 1 for 10 from three-point land. They were 4 for 24 against NAU. Hoping to see if the Lancers could remedy that this afternoon, but so far, continuing to struggle from the outside. Calhoun to Clayman. Clayman inside to Webb, and there's a foul. Foul's going to be on Ashley Maldonado. To be CBU ball from the sideline. Clayman will inbound. Clayman into Webb. Chloe Webb drives inside, high off the window, no good. Trying to get her own miss, tips it back out to Barrington. Barrington to Neal, swings it to her left to Clayman, defended by Maldonado. Outsteps Barrington, sets the screen. Clayman goes around it. Calhoun back to Clayman. That is a very deep three, and it's good. Brittany Clayman connects. Maybe that'll spark the long-range game for the Lancers. Big-time three by Brittany Clayman. Lancers are back within one. Tess Heel dives to her left, puts it up, draws the foul. I believe that's going to be on Tiana Neal. And yes, it is. It's on Neal. Substitution for the first time this afternoon. Felipe Barros checks into the game. First free throw for Heel is good. Both teams using a lot of players so far. Santa Clara has already used 10. CBU's used 9. One more coming up for Tess Heel, and the second is good as number 13, Laura Edmondson, is back for the Broncos. 29-26, Santa Clara. Clayman up top to Barrington. Hands it off to Clayman, fakes, drives inside into the corner to Webb. Webb loses the dribble, collects the ball. Back out to Calhoun, around the screen of Barrington. She'll drive inside, knocked loose out of bounds. Still Lancer ball with 7 on the shot clock. .5:22 on the game clock, 7 on the shot clock. Clayman from the baseline. Plays it deep out to Webb. Outsteps Barrington, 3 on the shot clock. Barrington will try the 3. It's in plenty of time, and it's plenty good as Barrington buries it from long range. We are tied at 29. Kinsley Barrington and Brittany Clayman sparking that long-range game the last couple of possessions. Ashley Maldonado, though, answers for the Broncos very quickly. And Santa Clara is back in front, 31-29. But a bright spot certainly for the Lancers. Hitting some three-pointers in the last couple of possessions. Clayman, she'll try the 3. That one off the iron. Haraki. Back out to Edmondson, left all alone. That one's no good. Battle for the rebound. Haraki comes out with it for the Broncos. Up top to Maldonado. Over to Heel. Heel takes it back out, sets up the offense. Into the corner to Maldonado. Back out to Heel. Gets tangled up with Calhoun, and it's going to be a charge on Heel. Good job by Nene Calhoun. Takes one for the team. Take another look. Heel trying to drive inside. Got a little out of control anyways, and right into Calhoun. Grace Schmidt returns for the Lancers. Jade Kadee back in for the Broncos. 31-29, the Lancers could tie or take the lead on this possession. Grace Schmidt back out to Barrington. Goes right back into Schmidt, puts it up. No foul on the play. Santa Clara has the ball with under 4 minutes to go before the break. Heel, the drive and the pass. Inside, that one no good for Edmondson. Felipe Barros. Barros back out to Clayman. Barrington steps over. Calls for it, top of the arc, now to her left to Barros. Inside to Clayman. Posting up Heel, plays it back out to Barrington for three. That one's short. Rebound Maldonado. The Lancers 3 of 14 from three-point land. That's just about 21%. Broncos with the basketball. Maldonado tries the three from the corner, and it is good for Santa Clara. Pushes that lead back up to 5. The Broncos 4 of 8 from three-point land. CBU's taken more, but 50% from the three-point line for the Broncos. That shot by Schmidt is no good. Maldonado, pass picked off by Clayman, but there's a foul away from the basketball. It's going to be on number 3, Kinsley Barrington. So that'll send number 13, Laura Edmondson, to the free throw line for Santa Clara. The first is good. One more coming up for Edmondson. Second on the way, and she knocks down both. Substitution for the Broncos. Basalo and Pollard return. Maldonado and Edmondson check out. Barrington's out for the Lancers, and Trinity San Antonio returns, re-enters the game for CBU. Santa Clara on a 7-0 run. This game was tied moments ago. Back up by 7 for the Broncos. Fouls on Santa Clara's Ashley Haraki. And a sub, Hudgens, back into the game for Haraki. Lancer ball from the baseline. Clayman trying to force it into Webb, taken away by the Broncos. Basalo to Heel from the wing, trying to get around Barros. Nice spin move towards the inline, stepped out of bounds, and it'll be CBU basketball. Barros running the point right now for CBU. She brings the ball up the floor. Now it's in the hands of San Antonio. Drives, left-handed shot, no good, out of bounds. Back to Santa Clara. CBU has not scored in the last 3.5 minutes. They've missed 5 consecutive shots. Meanwhile, Santa Clara on a little bit of a run right now, 7-0, to regain that lead. Violation on the Broncos gives the ball back to the Lancers with under 2 minutes to play before halftime. Ashley Maldonado has 8 points for Santa Clara, and that leads all scores. For the Lancers specifically, Barrington's got 7 to lead the way. Foul's going to be on Cady of Santa Clara. It'll be Lancer ball from the sideline. Clayman inbounds to San Antonio. San Antonio back out to Clayman, fakes, drives in, kicks to San Antonio for three, and it is good for Trinity San Antonio. And that's a good thing to see for a Lancer fan. Her first three-pointer of the ball game. She's now up to 7 points. Makes it a 4-point game. Cady on the far wing, defended by Clayman. Cady steps back, tries the three, a little bit long, rebound, Schmidt has it. Here come the Lancers in transition. Webb, Clayman to the cup, it's up and it's in for Brittany Clayman. And the Lancers, a little bit of a hot streak here at the end of the second quarter. 36-34. Down low for Santa Clara, left-handed shot is good for Pollard. Makes it 38-34. Webb, Barros, back up top to San Antonio. San Antonio drives inside, and it's going to be an offensive foul on Trinity San Antonio. That's going to be 3 personal fouls, and she already knows she's heading to the bench right now for CBU as we take a look at that offensive foul. So San Antonio goes to the bench. And it's going to be Georgia Kehoe checking in for CBU. Basalo walks it up for the Broncos. Holding on to the final possession here of the first half. In the second quarter, the Lancers have outscored the Broncos 17-13, but they're still down by 4. Basalo has it, final seconds of the second. Back up top, Pollard for 3, it is well short, and there's the halftime horn. And so 2 quarters are in the book, and Santa Clara holding on to a lead here in Riverside, 38-34. Lancers have some work to do. We'll take a break here in Riverside. When we come back, we'll take a look at the first half, got some highlights, got some stats. 38-34, Santa Clara leading California Baptist on ESPN+. Welcome back to the CBU Event Center. It is halftime here in Riverside, 38-34. Santa Clara University leading California Baptist right now, and it's Pollard with 7 points to lead the Broncos attack, and Clayman as well as San Antonio. They both have 7 right now for CBU, as does Barrington. And you saw at the end of the second quarter, California Baptist starting to hit some three-pointers, which is a great sign as we transition here to the second half. But right now, let's take a look at the Magnolia heating and cooling hot play of the first half. How about some good defense into offense? Chloe Webb tapping that one out, staying with it, and she has been great the last couple of games. Taps it out to Barrington. And then on the other end, how about Brittany Clayman for 3? One of those three-pointers we were talking about. Right now, CBU just 4 of 15 from long range, but still some good signs from the outside to hit a couple big threes, including that one you just saw from Brittany Clayman. But right now at halftime, the Lancers trailing by 4, 38-34. We'll take another very quick break here on ESPN+. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of those first half highlights and break down those first half stats as Santa Clara owns a 38-34 lead after 2 quarters complete. We'll be right back. Still halftime here at California Baptist University, where the Lancers are trailing Santa Clara right now at the break, 38-34. Let's rewind and take a look back at the first half. Here's your Pepsi halftime highlights for CBU. Playing some good defense. Sela Finau, the steal. And going all the way coast to coast, teaming up with Kinsley Barrington on the bucket. I believe that was the first basket of the game. That seems like a long time ago, but Sela Finau with that nice play there to Kinsley Barrington, who's got 7 points at halftime. And Barrington's off to a great start. Then Finau into the post to Barrington to the left. She is, so far in this game, 3 of 5 from the floor with those 7 points. And that one, on the scale of difficulty, a 10. And then from the outside, finally some three-pointers going in. And, of course, it was Chloe Webb connecting on the first long-range ball in this game. She had 25 against NAU. Chloe Webb so far today with 6 points, including that three-pointer. Trinity San Antonio in foul trouble, but a big basket there for Trinity. Fighting through a couple defenders and getting to the rack for the bucket there. And Nene Calhoun moving to her right. She gets inside, and here comes Tiana Neal, the drive and the dish for an easy bucket there to Chloe Webb. Take another look. Tiana Neal drawing that defender over. What a great look. Those are your Pepsi halftime highlights. How about your Pepsi halftime stats as well? Field goal percentage right now, Santa Clara shooting the ball pretty well, 42%. The Lancers, almost 38%, not too bad. Rebounding favoring the Broncos, 19-15. The assist also in favor of Santa Clara, 10-8. Three-point field goals, each team has 4. Santa Clara's 4 of 10. CBU 4 of 15. And points in the paint all even at 14 apiece. So right now, those are your Pepsi halftime stats. When you look at all the numbers, we've got a close game. It's 38-34, Santa Clara on top with 20 minutes in the book. We're getting ready for the third quarter here in Riverside, but first, another quick break on ESPN+. Welcome back. You're looking live at the CBU Event Center as we're getting closer to the start of the second half. Santa Clara still up by 4 as we move to the third quarter. But it's been a big week for CBU athletics. Let's go this week in Lancer athletics. And how about the California Baptist men's basketball team going on the road to the Pacific Northwest and defeating the Washington Huskies, their first win against a Pac-12 opponent in men's hoops. Congratulations to Coach Rick Croy and the guys. Again, doing it on the road, too, against the Huskies. That's a big deal. And their next game in the SoCal Challenge doesn't get much easier as they take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. That SoCal Challenge taking in place at San Juan Capistrano. So another big game, a big stretch for the men's basketball team. And the men's soccer team, it was a historic season for CBU men's soccer, the first team to qualify for the Division I NCAA tournament in any sport. as the men's soccer team won the WAC, earned a trip to the big dance, but they fell to traditional power UCLA in the first round. But what a season, a historic season for CBU men's soccer. So that's this week in Lancer Athletics. But circling back to that big win on the road against the Washington Huskies, wow, for the men's basketball team. We've actually got some video highlights from that win against a Pac-12 opponent on the road. Check it out.
As the Lancers take the floor as we speak, they're in their road navy blue uniforms. And hopefully a fun one without a doubt. Top back, 6 on the shot clock. RB drives it inside, gives up Ego Efe with a two-handed flush. Under 5 to play. The left-handed layup is blocked away by Ego Efe. Pumps, takes a 3, wide open, queued up for 3 more. An 11-0 run for CBU as they lead Washington. Payton gets it, rolls around it, gets inside. Left-handed layup is good. You're getting the sense the California Baptist is controlling this ball game. Goody will drive, left-handed flush over the top of Kepning, and the foul. 12 on the shot clock. Armstrong dips and dives, shake and make. Picked him again. Taz rolls around a screen, gets inside, got it, and the foul. A huge win for the Lancers in Pac-12 country, and they get it done over the Washington Huskies. CBU with its first win in program history over a Pac-12 school.
Yeah, what a week between the CBU men's basketball team and the CBU men's soccer team, picking up some huge victories this past week. Well, we're getting close to the start of the third quarter. Both teams on the floor warming up, getting set. We'll take this opportunity to look at the Jensen second half changes in this game. And it sounds very similar to going back to the Northern Arizona game, if you're a CBU fan, with that long-range game. CBU in that game against NAU, I keep going back to it. They were 4 of 24 from three-point land. Right now they are 4 of 15, so a little bit better. We'll see if they can maybe catch fire from the outside here in the second half. And the bench boost, specifically for Santa Clara, Ashley Maldonado has 8 points for the Broncos from off the bench. She is 3 of 3, a perfect 3 of 3 from the floor, including a couple three-pointers, and she's done that in only 9 minutes. So Santa Clara really getting some help from their bench, and we'll see if CBU will have someone step up as well, especially because that leads us into our next Jensen second half change, focused on the fouls right now. For CBU, Tiana Neal, Trinity San Antonio, and Tila Finau all have 3 personal fouls. And of course, San Antonio does so much of the scoring damage. We'll see if that's going to come into effect. And if it does, who's going to step up off the bench and provide that scoring? Right now, it looks like the same starting 5 for head coach Jared Olson as we get set to crack open the third quarter. It's going to look like this: Calhoun, Barrington, Finau, San Antonio, and Clayman. And here we go, start of the third quarter in Riverside, 38-34, Santa Clara on top. Broncos with the lead, Broncos with the ball, and traveling the call on Santa Clara. So here go the Lancers, first offensive possession of the second half. Barrington hands it off to San Antonio. She'll try the 3. That one's no good. Out of bounds. They'll say last touch, though, by Basalo. And we'll stay on this end with CBU. From the baseline. Clayman into Barrington with the left. Nice move by Barrington down low. 38-36, and now Barrington's up to 9 points in this game. She also has 3 rebounds. The Broncos working the ball around the horn. There's Haraki out towards the wing, dribbles inside the drive and the dish. Edmondson up and in. Back up to 40-36. Clayman to San Antonio, driving inside, poked over to Calhoun. Calhoun out to Barrington. She'll try the 3, catch and release. Barrington buries it. And the Lancers are within 1 on a much-needed 3-pointer for California Baptist. Barrington now 2 of 4 from the outside. Heel. Inside the pass. Sails over the hand of Olivia Pollard. The ball goes back to the Lancers. Trying to take the lead. CBU led only once in this game. It was 4-0 to start this game, and that was it. Barrington can't finish, out of bounds. Looks like it'll still be CBU basketball as the Broncos make a switch here early in the third quarter. Basala was out and Pritchard is in. Pritchard with 6 points and Maldonado with 8 to lead the bench for Santa Clara. And Barrington straight to the cup and gives California Baptist the lead, 41-40. Their first lead since it was a 4-0 game a long time ago. Pritchard stops on the blocks. Plays it back out to Edmondson. Now it's Pollard. Over to Pritchard. Edmondson. Haraki on the far wing. Going back, almost taken away by Clayman. And out of bounds. Edmondson was getting the ball into the post. And Clayman coming over to help, almost came up with the steal. Heel from the baseline. Tipped away by Calhoun and out of bounds. Still Santa Clara ball as Maldonado returns. Head coach Bill Carr making a couple switches here. Pritchard and Maldonado both had great first half for the Broncos. 4 on the shot clock. Heel into the corner to Pritchard. Cannot get the shot off in time. Great defense there by the Lancers. So Kinsley Barrington enjoying her best game in a CBU uniform, now at 14 points, 6 of 9 from the floor. Clayman from the outside, that one hits. Clayman connects from long range, and it makes it 44-40 CBU. So all of a sudden, the three-pointers are falling for the Lancers, and it's getting interesting here. Timeout on the floor. 44-40, Lancers on top. We'll take a break on ESPN+. Welcome back, 44-40, CBU leading Santa Clara. Coming out of that timeout, Lancers in the middle of an 8-0 run. .726 and counting. Santa Clara with the basketball. Edmondson back out to heel. She'll try the baseline. Stood up by Clayman and Barrington, but there is a foul on the play. It's going to be on Clayman. Clayman and Barrington leading the long-range attack right now. They both have a couple of three-pointers. CBU in the middle of that 8-0 run. They have the lead, 44-40. Maldonado along the baseline, high off the glass, and it drops in from Maldonado. She now has 10 points. That leads the Broncos. Big boost from the bench. San Antonio drives inside, almost got caught underneath the basket. Had just enough room to get that shot up, and it's 46-42. San Antonio now with 9. Down low, Edmondson. 46-44, back and forth we go. Clayman, San Antonio. That one is good for Trinity San Antonio. So the long-range attack apparently contagious right now because they are all shooting very well from the outside. Trying to get the pass inside, taken away by San Antonio. Finau. She drives inside, back out to Calhoun. Calhoun. Nowhere to go, now back out to Clayman. Plenty of time on the shot clock, 15. Clayman back inside to Barrington, to the left hand, no. Good passing there by the Lancers, but could not finish. 49-44. Lancers as a team, 7 of 19 from three-point range. They started off just 1 for 10. San Antonio comes over, makes a great defensive play, but there is a whistle. But the foul's going to be on Finau, and that's 4 personal fouls on Finau. Schmidt, Neal, and Webb all check into the game for CBU. Kadee is back in for the Broncos. So Finau, Calhoun, and Barrington all head to the bench for the Lancers. Maldonado's second free throw is good as well, 49-46. Maldonado with a very efficient line, 12 points on 4 of 5 from the floor, 2 of 2 from the line in 12 minutes of play. Schmidt, turnaround off the window and in, banks it home, Grace Schmidt, 51-46. So every time the Broncos get a bucket, seems like CBU has an answer right now. Pritchard. They swing it around. Kadee back up top to Haraki. Pritchard trying to get around Webb. Good defense by Chloe Webb, but there is the whistle. And it will be on Chloe Webb. That'll take us into another timeout here in Riverside. The two teams trading buckets right now, with CBU leading 51-46. We'll be back on ESPN+. Welcome back to Riverside. Lexi Pritchard at the free throw line for the Broncos with 4:41 on the clock here in the third quarter. Lancers on top by 5. The first free throw for Pritchard is no good. Your 5 on the floor right now for head coach Jared Olson looks like this. Clayman, San Antonio, Webb, Schmidt, and Neal as Pritchard hits the second. 51-47. The Lancers with 3 players in double figures in scoring. Barrington leading the way with 14. San Antonio with a dozen. Clayman with 10. And San Antonio nearly got the bucket. She'll head to the free throw line. Foul's going to be on Edmondson. Take another look. San Antonio driving inside. Met with that contact and saw the contact coming, so she put the shot up anyways and almost got it. Substitution as Pollard returns for Edmondson, and San Antonio at the free throw line. That one off the mark for San Antonio. The second on the way, and she connects. 52-47. CBU has made 5 of their last 6 shots, and they've outscored Santa Clara here in the third quarter, 18-9. The steal by Brittany Clayman. Clayman across midcourt. Still on the dribble. Schmidt wants into the post. She got it. Schmidt spins right along the baseline. That shot, no good. And the Broncos come back the other way with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Maldonado from the wing drives in for a closer look, plays it back out to Pritchard. Pritchard gets around Neal, off the glass and good, lays it home. Makes it 52-49. So now all of a sudden the Broncos have made 3 consecutive baskets. Back to a 1-possession game, 52-49. Tiana Neal will try the 3. That one's no good. Out of bounds. It'll be Bronco ball. In fact, there's a foul on the play. It's going to be on Grace Schmidt.
That's her first team on the road.
That's her first personal foul. 4 team fouls here in the second half. Maldonado with for the Broncos. Trapped on the side. Pritchard brings it into the middle. Pritchard to the left hand, up and good. And now she's in double figures in terms of scoring. She's got 11. And head coach Jared Olson has seen enough. He wants a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout called by the Lancers with 3:11 on the clock. Santa Clara with 4 consecutive buckets to pull back within 1 of California Baptist. Well, as we mentioned, CBU has 3 players in double figures in scoring. Leading the way, Kinsley Barrington. She's got 14. She is 6 of 10 from the floor, including 2 of 4 from downtown. Look at that basket there. Very difficult left-handed shot. And then from the outside, Kinsley Barrington has 2 of the 7 3-pointers in this game for the Lancers. Do it from the outside, do it from the inside. Kinsley Barrington off to a great start in this one, and we still have quite a bit of basketball. 3:11 still to go in the third quarter. All of the fourth, but Kinsley Barrington already with 14 this afternoon. Lancers go back to work on the offensive end. Clayman inside to Schmidt, spins to her right. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Grace Schmidt. That's her second personal foul. 2 quick fouls on Schmidt in about the last 30 seconds. Maldonado has it for the Broncos. Back out to Pritchard. They have made 4 consecutive baskets. That one no good for Olivia Pollard. Neal to Clayman. The handoff to Webb, gets tangled up with Schmidt. Schmidt has it though, back out to Clayman. She'll back it out, set up the offense with 13 on the shot clock. Up top to Schmidt, over to Neal. Neal back inside to Brittany Clayman, has it poked loose. Schmidt has it, 5 on the shot clock, and draws the contact. It should be Olivia Pollard, and yes, it is. Substitution for the Broncos. Maldonado out, Basalo in. And Grace Schmidt going to the free throw line for CBU. First one is up and good for Schmidt, 53-51. Second on the way, and also good. 54-51, Lancers up by 3. Their largest lead in this game was 5. So not a lot of separation from Santa Clara. Santa Clara once led by 8 in the first half, but it's been very back and forth the rest of the way. Pollard's jumper short. Clayman to San Antonio. San Antonio drives inside, past her defender and in for 2. Trinity San Antonio makes it 56-51. And that matches the largest lead of the game for CBU. It doesn't seem like much, but the Lancers have gotten on a roll from the end of the second quarter and into the third. San Antonio playing cautious, backcourt violation. You could tell San Antonio thought about hustling in on that play, maybe diving for the ball, but with 3 personal fouls, she played it smart, knowing it was a backcourt violation anyways, and the ball goes back to the Lancers. CBU ball from the sideline with 1:28 on the clock. Nene Calhoun. Over to Clayman to Schmidt. Schmidt working her way down into the post, puts the shot up, no good. Rebound Pritchard. The Broncos in transition. They're going to push it up in a hurry. Pritchard trying to go all the way coast to coast. Her shot won't fall in. Clayman to Neal. Here come the Lancers. Chloe Webb back out to Schmidt. Thought about a 3. Drives inside. This time it's going to be Neal to the right. Up and in as Neal gets it. And it's now 58-51. The Lancers have outscored the Broncos 24-13 in this frame, and now enjoy a 7-point lead. Kadee for 3, but there was a whistle on the play, and it's going to be a foul on look like these. Yeah, it's on Laura Edmondson of Santa Clara. Take another look. Edmondson was trying to look like maybe set a screen or a pick and got the best of Chloe Webb. Lancers with a 7-point lead, trying to add to that here towards the end of the third quarter. 20 seconds on the game clock. Now 15 on the shot clock. There's about a 2-second difference. Neal over to Calhoun. 5 on the shot clock and a whistle on the play. Foul's going to be on number 4 of the Broncos, Anna Johnson, who just checked into the game. Olivia Pollard and Tess Heel also checking in for Laura Edmondson and Jade Kadee. Eight on the game clock, into the post to Grace Schmidt, spinning to her right along the baseline and draws the foul on Pollard. So Schmidt will go back to the free throw line. She's 2 for 2 in this game. As Coach Olson will make another sub here with 4 seconds to go. Barros comes in for Neal. First free throw for Schmidt is off the mark. One more to go. And the second is good, 59-51. Tess Heel has it. She puts the shot up, it's in time, and there is the horn. So the Broncos come up empty on that possession as we move to the fourth quarter. CBU with a 25-point third, and they lead 59-51. We will be right back on ESPN+.
At Magnolia, we've been around so long because we're always on the cutting edge. Let Magnolia help you modernize your comfort with our new all-electric, ultra-efficient comfort systems. Magnolia Heating and Cooling, trusted in Riverside since 1951.
Popping like the top off a bottle and I ain't stopping yet. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The rest of my life.
Introducing bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
What if you could spend your breaks living alongside other students, learning how to live every day like it's a new opportunity to share the life-changing hope of Jesus with anyone you meet? And what if in the process you find your purpose, you find your calling, and this world that feels too big to change begins changing one life at a time through you? This is more than an experience. This is a new way of living. It's life on mission.
Let's fast forward to the fourth quarter. California Baptist leading Santa Clara 59-51 here on ESPN+. Let's take a look at the WAC basketball standings. Not necessarily in conference play yet, but taking a look at the teams in the WAC. Grand Canyon off to a 3-0 start. Stephen F. Austin, Tarleton, and Utah Tech also with 3 wins to start the season. So all the WAC schools have at least 1 win so far. So you know it's going to be a very competitive conference when January rolls around and we get to conference play. There's California Baptist in at 1-2, trying to, well, improve to 2-2 if they can hold off Santa Clara here. Those are your WAC basketball standings. Fourth quarter, here we go. Lancers with the lead, Lancers with the ball. Nene Calhoun with it, over to Chloe Webb. 3 on the way, that one's off the mark. Offensive rebound, Kinsley Barrington. Barrington, the transfer from Southern Utah, with her best game in a Lancer uniform. Barrington to the left, puts it up, no good. Johnson has it for the Broncos. Araki to her left, to Pritchard. Pritchard with 11, Maldonado with 12. So interesting enough that the Broncos' 2 leading scorers in this game are both bench players. And there is the 3 from Anna Johnson. 59-54. The Broncos bench has outscored CBU 32-18. And that pass was a good one from Calhoun, but slips through the hands of Webb. Ball goes back to Santa Clara. For the Broncos, Pollard is out, and Edmondson is back in. Tess Hill brings the ball up the floor. The Lancers have done a good job on her this afternoon. She does have 7 assists, getting the other players involved for the Broncos, but held to just 6 points. Haraki for 3, and it is good. Ashley Haraki hits from long range for Santa Clara. And that lead trimmed down to 2 for CBU. Webb drives inside, off the glass, good for Chloe Webb. Put it in drive, and she had enough space to operate. 61-57, Webb now with 8. Araki, Heel, into the high post to Edmondson. Back out to Hill, driving through the lane. Ball loose, taken away by the Lancers. That's Nene Calhoun. Calhoun's gonna push it up in transition to Barrington on the run. The left hand, good. Calhoun to Barrington with a nice bucket in transition for the Lancers. Capitalizing on that turnover by the Broncos. It's gonna be a timeout called by Santa Clara. 63-57 with 7:46 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll take a quick break as well and be back on ESPN Plus. Back to live action here in Riverside as we resume the fourth quarter. 7:42 and counting with CBU leading Santa Clara 63-57. Pritchard has it for the Broncos, heaves up a shot. Foul's going to be on Barrington. That's going to be her third personal foul.
Third personal, first team. At the line for the Broncos, number 11, Lexi Pritchard.
That'll send Pritchard to the free throw line. 2 shots coming up for Pritchard. She's got 11 points, 5 of 6 from the free throw line so far this afternoon. First one circles out. One more coming up for Pritchard. Second on the way, and it is good. Makes it a 63-58 game. kind of a low-scoring game in these parts, considering CBU is averaging 90 points per game, and of course it's a little inflated because of that big double overtime game against Northern Arizona. San Antonio's three's off the mark, but CBU has scored at least 81 points in their first 3 games. Right now to 63-58. Maldonado can't hit the lay-in. Taken away by Pollard. She can't get it. The follow-up, that one's no good. Johnson will have a try, and she gets the basket and the foul. So Anna Johnson will go to the free throw line as the Broncos had 1, 2, 3 opportunities. Chloe Webb will come out of the game, replaced by Tiana Neal. Free throw coming up for Johnson. It's good. And back to a one-possession game, 63-61. California Baptist still in front, trying to hold on to that lead. Less than 7 to go in regulation. Clayman with it into the high post. Barrington back out to Clayman. Into the corner, Tiana Neal for 3, and that one is good for Neal. Sinks it from the corner, and CBU heating up from the outside. Now 8 of 23 as a team. That percentage from three-point land continues to creep up as the game grows older. 66-61, that one no good. Rebound San Antonio. San Antonio wants to go all the way, and the foul on Maldonado. CBU shooting 46% from the floor, 23 of 50. Santa Clara at 43%, 19 of 44. Haraki and Basalo are both back. Hudgens and Maldonado will head to the bench. San Antonio at the free throw line. First of 2 is good for San Antonio. Now with 16 in the game. San Antonio and Barrington both with 16 to lead all scorers this afternoon. And now San Antonio with 17. 68-61, Lancers in front. Basalo. Haraki, Johnson, down low into Haraki, underneath the rim to her right, and got the basket. Makes it 68-63. Tiana Neal just hit a 3 moments ago, left all alone. That one is short, touched by Pritchard, and out of bounds. So the Lancers dodged a bullet there. They will keep the ball from the baseline with 5:53 here in the fourth quarter. Clayman will inbound. Clayman, Barrington. Neal had it. Back out to Barrington. Now to Calhoun as they're going to calm down a little bit and set up that offense. Calhoun looking over at head coach Jared Olson. Clayman right back to Calhoun, up top to Clayman. Driving, dishing, Barrington. That one won't go. Taken away by San Antonio. San Antonio literally can do everything on the floor. I think the officials want to take a look at the clock, see if they need to adjust it. So they want an explanation on why the shot clock reset. It's because they said Santa Clara for a moment did have possession, and then the Lancers, specifically Trinity San Antonio, took it back. Olivia Pollard's going to check out. Laura Edmondson back in. Lancer ball from the sideline, claiming into San Antonio. And the foul on Haraki. San Antonio was 17. She's 5 of 10 from the floor. She also has 4 rebounds. She's only played 21 minutes, gotten a little bit of foul trouble in the first half. San Antonio to Barrington, spinning to her left, and hits with the left. 2 more for Barrington. She's now up to 18 in this game. And that CBU lead is now pushed to 7. Pritchard stops, nowhere to go, finally finds Johnson cutting across the lane, got a little out of control, out of bounds. They'll say last touch by CBU. Still Bronco ball with 11 on the shot clock. Johnson to her left, no good on the lay-in attempt. Calhoun up ahead to San Antonio on the wing. San Antonio puts it in drive. The pass to Barrington gets tangled up with Haraki. Jump ball. Possession favors CBU. Nice pass from San Antonio. Haraki playing good defense, sliding over and gets right in front of Barrington. So possession arrow favors California Baptist. Clayman from the baseline. Clayman into Grace Schmidt to her right from close range. No doubt about that. Grace Schmidt, 72-63. Lancers lead by 9, and that is their biggest lead in this game. Hill. 3, Basalo, no. San Antonio up ahead to Neal, running the floor. Tina Neal's lay-in won't go, but Calhoun comes out with it. Back to Neal. That one is good. The second time is the charm for Tina Neal. Great play by Calhoun to find Neal, and now the Lancers are up by double figures, 74-63. They have outscored Santa Clara 40-25 here in the second half. Deep 3 on the way, and it is well short. The follow-up is good. That's Tess Hill. Makes it 74-65. Well, we mentioned the Lancers have scored at least 81 points in every single game this year. They still might hit that mark. Foul's going to be against the Broncos. It's going to be on Pritchard. Sub for Santa Clara, Maldonado back for Basalo. Basalo checks out, just 3 points, no assists for Basalo in this game. 3:33 on the clock here in the fourth. Lancer ball from the sideline, Clayman inbounds to Calhoun. Calhoun, the drive, the pass to Schmidt, trying to get around Edmondson, flings it up, actually almost went in. Pritchard has it for the Broncos, over to Haraki, all alone for 3, that one's no good, bounces out of bounds. Ball goes back to California Baptist. Broncos trying to get a quick 3 in transition, and Haraki had a great look. Down low, Schmidt. That foul's going to be on Haraki. Substitution. Hudgens returns for the Broncos, in for Haraki. From the baseline, Clayman quickly to San Antonio. Catch and release. It's all good. And San Antonio makes it 76-65. Back up to 11 for the Lancers. Maldonado inside. Foul's going to be on Grace Schmidt. And 2 shots coming up for Maldonado with 2:52 on the clock. Maldonado with a dozen in this game. And now you can make it 13. 13 from off the bench leads Santa Clara. And the second one is good. 76-67. California Baptist in the lead, trying to hold down the stretch. Double team. San Antonio passes out of it, but right to Edmondson. Santa Clara with it. Maldonado. Hudgens. Taken away by Calhoun. The steal. Nene Calhoun. Now she's going to dribble it back out and waste a little bit more time here with a 9-point lead. Calhoun to Schmidt. Back out to Clayman. Up top to Calhoun. To her right to Neal. Neal will drive inside. Draw some contact. No whistle on the play. Tapped out. Maldonado had it. Santa Clara ball with 2 minutes to go. Pritchard's got Heel on the wing. She'll drive in for a closer look. Splits a couple defenders. No good. Edmondson the follow-up. That one's no good. Tipped around. Heel has it again. And she cleans up the mess with a big basket for the Broncos. 76-69. The Lancers not out of the woods quite yet. San Antonio thought about a three, drives inside right at the defender, Edmondson. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Trinity San Antonio as Edmondson took the charge. As I like to say, you be the judge as we take a look at the replay. So now that's 4 personal fouls on San Antonio. Barrington and Finau also have 4, although neither are in the game right now, only San Antonio. Maldonado tries the three, no good, rebound Neal. Neal to San Antonio in transition. San Antonio trying to find Calhoun, and Hudgens literally knocks over an entire row of chairs. No one was in the chairs. Lancer ball from the baseline. 1:08 on the clock, so time running out now on the Broncos. Clayman into Neal, 3. That one won't go. Rebound Hudgens. Hudgens back to Pritchard. Less than a minute to go. It's a 7-point lead for California Baptist. This is a big spot here for the Lancers to come up with a stop. He will try the three from the wing. No good. Collects her own miss. Hill with it. Wrestled away by Tiana Neal. And it's going to be a jump ball. It'll favor Santa Clara, so we'll stay on this end with 44 seconds to play. Take another look. Neal and Hill battling. Kadee has checked into the game for Santa Clara, and Kadee has the ball. And a foul away from the basketball on Tiana Neal. Now she has 4 personal fouls. Substitution for the Broncos. Kadee out, Pritchard in. Hudgens at the free throw line for Santa Clara, with an opportunity to cut into that Lancer lead, which is currently at 7. Hudgens at the line for the first time this afternoon. The first free throw is no good. Your 5 on the floor right now for California Baptist. Schmidt, Neal, Clayman, Calhoun, and San Antonio. Hudgens hits the second. Pulls the Broncos within 6. Timeout called by California Baptist. 30-second timeout on the floor. So 42 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter as we take a look at the provider schedule look ahead for the Lancers, and a big stretch coming up. Some road games for CBU, taking on the Arizona Wildcats. Maybe they can do what the men's team did and beat a Pac-12 foe. Idaho State's coming up. That's part of the University of San Diego Thanksgiving tournament. Then it's at USC in Los Angeles next Wednesday night. And then Long Beach State before coming back home on December 10th to take on the Gauchos from UC Santa Barbara. That's your provider schedule look ahead. We'll see if the Lancers can go into the Thanksgiving break with a big win, if they can hold off Santa Clara. 42.5 seconds to play. Clayman to San Antonio. San Antonio promptly fouled by Tess Heel. Only took about 5 seconds off the clock.
Tess Heel, second personal team foul, number 5 for the Broncos.
San Antonio 5 for 6 from the line. It's the first. Makes it 77-70. And another one for San Antonio. Also good.
Timeout Broncos.
And now Santa Clara will call timeout. Timeout for Santa Clara as we look inside the Lancer huddle. A lot of smiles right now when you're up by 8. Trying to hang on and improve their overall record to 2-2. That was a game against Northern Arizona, that double overtime contest this previous week. That was, I would imagine, emotionally draining, up and down, and had a chance to win it, and players fouling out. And we thought at one moment Nene Calhoun might have had the game winner in OT, only to see NAU sneak away from Riverside with that win, 110-104. But this afternoon, the Lancers have a chance to get back to their winning ways and find a way to win a close one. Santa Clara with the ball. Pollard going to her left around Schmidt, and good. Back to a 6-point game, claim into San Antonio. And fouled by Pollard with 31.5 seconds.
Foul called against Bronco, number 5, Olivia Pollard, fourth personal. Trinity, San Antonio on the line. Shooting 2.
There is San Antonio. 21 points in the game, leads all scores.
Up again.
First free throw is good. She's now 8 for 9 from the stripe this afternoon. The second also good for Trinity San Antonio. So calmly knocks down some huge free throws for CBU. Makes it 80-72. Let's take a look at the Altura Credit Union player of the game in this one, and we give it to Kinsley Barrington. 18 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple steals for Kinsley Barrington, and she had a couple three-pointers as well, which I feel like sparked this team and helped them get back to shooting the ball well from long range. Barrington, there's one of them from the outside hits. 2 of 4 from long range, 18 points overall, and she is the Altura Credit Union player of the game. We'll see if Barrington and the Lancers up by 8 can hang on at home. We just showed you that tough road schedule coming up, including that tournament at the University of San Diego Thanksgiving tournament. Might enjoy that Thanksgiving dinner a little bit more if you coming off a win. They're 31.5 seconds away from doing just that. Calhoun, Schmidt, Clayman, Neal, and San Antonio. Your 5 on the floor for head coach Jared Olson. Pritchard inbounding from the sideline. Plays it in to Pollard. Over to Kadee. Edmondson will try the three. Off the back of the iron, no good. He'll had it for a moment, taken away by Calhoun. And the foul is on Tess Heel of the Broncos. You could even hear head coach Jared Olson saying, great job, Calhoun. So we take another look. Calhoun shielding off Heel and then draws the foul. Nene Calhoun, just 2 points in this game, but 4 assists, 3 rebounds. And making little plays like that count. Calhoun hits the first free throw. It's now a 9-point lead. Can it be double digits? It is. Nene Calhoun hits both, 82-72, and that 10-point lead looks like a mountain right now for the Broncos. Kadi steps back, 3, disrupted by Calhoun. Let's see if they foul, or are they simply going to let the clock run, and they do foul. Pollard fouls Brittany Clayman with 10 seconds to go. Hudgens checks back in for the Broncos. Clayman at the free throw line for CBU. Hits the first. Brittany Clayman with a near double-double. 11 points right now, 9 assists for Brittany Clayman. And she has played virtually every second of this game. 39 minutes to lead the way for CBU. Final seconds of the contest. Traveling called on Santa Clara. No basket. So the Lancers should simply inbound and watch the final seconds tick off the big board, and that is it. California Baptist, a big winner on a Saturday matinee. 83-72, the final score. Trinity San Antonio leading the way with 23 points for CBU. Kinsley Barrington chipped in 18. And how about Brittany Clayman? 11 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds in 39 minutes. She virtually played the entire game for the Lancers as they improved to 2-2 on the season. For Santa Clara, they're going to drop to 2-3 on the year. Leading their charge was Lexi Pritchard with a dozen. Ashley Maldonado coming off the bench for 14, and Tess Hill with 10 for the Broncos. So as we mentioned, for CBU, their next game coming up is going to be on the road at the USD Thanksgiving tournament. They'll take on Arizona first, followed by a contest with Idaho State. That'll be on Black Friday, so if you're not shopping, check out the game. CBU and Arizona, that's on Friday. So thanks for watching. My name is Pep Fernandez saying so long from Riverside, California, where the final score is California Baptist 83, Santa Clara 72. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.